Well, welcome everybody. I guess here we are again.
Yep. Yay.
This would be your actual second live podcast for you.
Yep.
So
interesting.
Yeah, it's been a while. A lot of things have happened in the last couple weeks, and a lot of stress.
Oh, yeah.
And so, I mean, yeah. I guess we'll talk about that a little bit later.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Let's not jump right into that one. But no, I mean, so we've been doing pretty good. Things have been a little bit slow as far as work goes.
And the snow needs to go away.
Yeah, snow definitely needs to go away. I think I'm pretty much at my end with that.
I hate it.
It's like, can't do nothing. We had a lot this year, though.
A lot. I mean, it seems like back in 1978 or something like that.
Yeah.
When we had that big snowstorm. Felt like that. Got as much snow back then.
How would you know what happened in 1978?
I saw videos.
Oh. Videos?
I have it on
Or
YouTube.
pictures. Yeah, well, yeah. That was a long time ago. I remember the big ice storm. We were actually living in Grant at that time. Oh. And we lived on a lake, on Sand Lake in Grant. And
Did you like it?
Yeah, I love that place. I remember I remember that place more than I remember any of the other houses we lived in. I liked it because it was on a lake. I liked the idea of that. It was cozy, nice little cozy little place, and it was pretty cool. I mean, I liked it there.
I remember living in my dad and mom's house. I loved it there because they had a blueberry field down the road.
Oh,
Go and pick as many buckets as you can.
Really? Did you used to go get as many blueberries as you wanted?
Yep.
I bet you. How many times did you come back with blue face?
Oh my god, I got sick off of them because I ate too much.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I ate a lot of them.
Yeah. I've been down that road before. I think it wasn't blueberries though. For me, it was like for some reason we were out doing corn and that sweet corn you can get it right off the stalk and bite it. It's really nice.
How about apples?
Apples. No, I never got sick. The only time I ever got sick with apples is when I tried this little method where you pick 3 days in a row, okay, and you have to follow this instruction to a T. You cannot deviate from it. There's no other way. But you do nothing but you eat probably about 6-7 apples a day for 3 days.
Wow.
Okay, just eat apples. Nothing else. Just eat apples. And I did that, and then basically you'll eat the apples for like 3 days straight. Nothing else. I mean, you drink water. You can drink water, but to keep hydrated, of course. But then on the third day, okay, you which actually would be the fourth day. On the fourth day, you take and drink a half a cup of castor oil, and you sit and wait. And when it comes,
open all the windows.
Yeah, because it's horrible. It's like, and that's about the only time I ever got sick of something like that. That was like the worst thing. But what it does is
cleans you out.
Huh?
Cleans you out.
Yeah, it's actually a natural way to clean out toxics out of your system.
I should try that someday.
You do it, you're gonna be out in the woods somewhere when you go to take a dump. Our toilets wouldn't be able to handle you. Oh, that was horrible. And the thing about it is the hardest part wasn't eating the apples. The hardest part was drinking that
castor oil.
Oh,
oil.
You just do it. You just sit there. It's like tearing a Band-Aid off. You just go. You got to do it, and you just drink it down.
Remember that cola stuff that your mom used to give you when your stomach ache or whatever it is?
Cola.
That stuff was nasty too.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. My grandpa used to give us that for when you had to, when you're nauseated or something like that.
Yeah. I said I'd rather be.
So, um,
When
well,
they gave it to me, I said I'll rather be nauseous than take that. I mean, that stuff's nasty.
I know. The stuff our parents used to give us when we were small. I was like, it wasn't so bad. It's the only thing I can actually remember I dreaded was getting a haircut from my mom because my mom, she used a razor.
That's
On her
crazy.
hair, and yeah, it's a hair cutting razor, and sometimes those razors would get dull, and it would hurt like hell. You have no idea how bad it would hurt.
I
And
can imagine.
apparently she didn't imagine, but I guess that was a way of frickin' taking a little bit of aggression. You know what? You've been a bad kid. Let's cut your hair and use a dull blade, and you're in frickin' misery for about 45 minutes. And when you're done, you just want to walk away and go cry. You know what I'm saying?
I would.
That's like one of those times, it's like when you're always growing up, you look back.
You don't dare go to school.
Huh?
You don't dare go to school because your hair looks so bad.
Oh, yeah.
You just want to stay home.
Well, I didn't know. We didn't have that choice. If we had anything wrong with us, we went to school. We weren't allowed to miss school. And that was a good thing because my mom and my stepdad kept me in school all the time and pushed me through, and it was kind of cool. But you really don't think about that stuff until later on in life, really. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know. I get growing up. It's just like we were actually one day. Remember that conversation we were having about what you went through when you were in high school, and all the stuff that you went to, and it caused you to have feelings, and so the thing about it is what I love is when we can sit there and we can reminisce about things that we've done in our past, and it's amazing the stories because both of us have had quite a road. I mean, even you have. I mean,
pretty much. So,
doing all the stuff that you do, and looking back, a lot of people don't understand. I remember when you first came here, and Amy, our good friend Amy, said, "Are you crazy? You know what you're getting into," and you were like, "No." You were saying, yeah, it's okay, it's cool, but boy, I tell you what, you didn't think you were walking into that, did you?
No. That's all right. I lived with it.
I'm not that bad.
No.
I mean, I am. I can be.
You can be, yes.
I can be an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
But a good asshole.
Just don't poke the bear.
Yeah, don't poke the bear, boy. Yeah, that even Elizabeth knows that, boy. When I get mad, when I get to that point, it's like there's no reasoning, there's no talking, there's nothing. Just let me go through my little tantrum and
let him go to his office for a while. He'll get over it.
Yeah, I'll get over it. Get on the guitar, just sit there and frickin' just scream at the frickin' computer screens for a half hour. Oh yeah.
Hear you way out in the living room.
And you're like,
oh shit.
Following me around. You're following I'm not. Don't say the wrong thing. Please don't say anything. And you're like, you keep walking up to me like you're all nervous and stuff. Like you want to ask me something. You're like, nope.
Yep.
I don't know. It's like, and I'm just ranting and raving. You're just like, kind of following me around. Like, do I say something, or if I say something, oh no, I don't want to say nothing because I don't know if I'm going to say the wrong thing, and then he's going to be screaming down my throat. It's like, oh. Why? I don't know why I do that.
Me either.
Well, I talked to a good friend of mine today, a very good friend of mine. We won't name any names, but a very long conversation with her and her husband, and I just kind of laid everything down on the line, and I just said, you're under a lot of stress. You're got a lot of things going on, and you're looking out for people's welfare, and and when something comes in and gets you riled up, I maybe I was a little bit like, especially if we're talking about last night. That was, I think I seriously think maybe I just got a little bit too carried away, but
a little bit.
Well,
yeah, I understand this.
I was I was legitly upset. Yeah,
you were,
but it wasn't at the gesture. It had nothing to do with that, because the gesture was an amazing gift. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's just, I build friendships on making sure that, honesty, and sometimes you have to work with people, and you have to work closely with them. And, that goes for a lot of other things that's been going on, like a couple other incidents, like, another one of my friends who is a real close friend of mine, he's going through a real rough time, and, he's not the person who he normally is. And, I've known him for a long time, and, but, the thing about it is here's my whole thing. For me, it's really complicated, because you really got to concentrate on, what's going on, what people are saying, what people are talking about, and you want to keep a person on track, especially, like if you're, it's like with me, when I come to work in the mornings, sitting down and being able to, force myself to do that work that needs to be done. And I mean, even today, I worked today off and on. I'll probably work tomorrow morning.
Sunday?
On Sunday, but not a long time.
You never do on Sundays.
Well, because that's mine and your time.
You're usually done on noon on Saturdays, usually.
Usually I try to be done on noon by Fridays. And then I'll just do, before noon. Because by the time you're getting up and you're making, like, you've had your breakfast, you've watched your TV shows that you want to watch, and then after 12 o'clock I usually roll out of here and just kind of close the door behind me and do my thing. It's like,
right.
But unfortunately now in the next, things are going to start getting real busy, and that's good, because the busier I stay, that means maybe we're going to make a little extra money and stuff like that. So cool. And but no, I mean, it does add stress, and it's just like I said, I'm a different person, and I'm sure these people appreciate that. And the thing about it is I, Elizabeth said it kind of, everything you do has a purpose. There's something, even whether it's good or bad. There's always it's always done with good intention.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And this is where all of us in this world, it's hard to find people who you can trust and work with, and there's always that question mark, and we don't want a question mark. We want to make sure that everybody's on the right page, because that's how we're all going to be successful. And this is what I like about it, because there's a couple projects that I'm working on, and two of them are, like one of them's in the starting phases right now. Is a really good project, and we're working with an amazing person who wants to do this, and what it is it's the name of it is most likely going to be the National Noah's Ark Animal Rescue. And
that's
this nonprofit, this is going to be probably bigger than I imagine it's probably going to be bigger than any rescue in the United States.
Wow.
The solid goal is to bring in all types of animals, surviving abused animals, stop animal abuse, get in there and get the work done. Because if we make our laws a little bit stiffer, there's going to be less and less, animal abuse, and there's a lot of that going on. So this person who is actually starting this organization, she's at ground level right now, and it takes a while to build that up. But she's got a lot of other good people working with her, so she has and this is like that revolving thing I was talking about to you last night. I said, you get a group of people who are working together, and a lot can be said between each other. Like you and I having a conversation, and then me having another conversation with somebody else, and another person having a conversation, and we all have to be on the same page, and and so that was, that can cause problems, but it's all about, I think, in this is this consistency.
Right.
I do, there's very few people I trust.
Same with me.
Yeah, and I would dare say that, I would say that working with Buster myself has been a very amazing journey. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And, he is a great man. And he's got such a passion for his foundation. And I understand that more than anybody. And, he calls me, he goes, how you doing, my best friend, best friend. And I'm like... That makes me feel good when he says that, because it does. I mean, here I am. I've had friends, but, it's just like, with him, the passion that he has and his intelligent level is, beyond, what a lot of people think. He's an amazing person.
Oh, yeah.
He's got such a drive, and he's got such enthusiasm, and he gets so excited. I love to see him excited, And boy, when he gets excited, watch out, right?
Yeah, it's funny.
It's fun. Because we're all looking at each other because he gets loud.
Yeah.
Remember when he heard me play the guitar?
Oh, yeah. It was cute,
Oh,
though.
my God! It's like, he was up, like, he was doing
Can
his...
I play it?
Can I? And I was like, wow. I was like, yeah, I mean... I have a lot of fun with him, and the winter it's no fun because him and I are stuck in that little car of his if we're going to Grand Rapids or something.
And he drives really slow.
But he'll tell you, I have never had an accident.
Or a ticket.
So I think that's going to change this year because I'm going to be doing a lot of driving. Cause, I'm not that patient.
Nope.
I mean, poor Buster. I make fun of him all the time about that. I go, I never in my whole life. I mean, hey Buster, we're doing 15 miles an hour. The speed limit's like 45, and so he goes up to 20, and he's like, dude, look at the cars behind you, man. It's like, hey, I have not had an accident. I am responsible. I'm like, okay, all right, gotcha.
That's too funny.
It's fun.
It is. He's funny, too.
And it's like, and then he always wants to steal our cats.
Yeah. I'll give you $1 million for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
You show me the money first. And you got that much, you can definitely buy us a home and you can come see the cats every day.
There you go.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, it's like, no, it's been an amazing time with him. And a lot of people, have asked me, what's Buster like? And I say, I look at this guy and I know his whole story. And if you don't know his whole story, it's an amazing one. And that's why my new show that I got coming up an evening with Robert. Buster's going to be one of my special guests, and he's going to be here in the studio, and him and I are going to talk everything about him.
Right.
You know, and I'm gonna now. It's gonna be a really good show. I'll bet you that show right there will be the show that will define.
It'll probably be 3 hours.
No, you never know. We could go as long as 4 hours. With Buster, it doesn't matter.
I know.
But you know, and then I'm gonna get Tony Wilkes. I'm gonna get him as a guest on the show. Pamela, she's coming up. Christy Baker's my first one.
Yay.
Yeah. I like doing that. Having a conversation with somebody, and it's really like it's amazing because you know, I got to agree, you know, you do a lot of things, you know, you get to a point in your life where you just know that there's, you know, there's a bigger power out there, you know, and it's God.
Right.
And, you know, and I know for a fact, you know, in my heart, that God had put me and you together. You know.
It's fate.
Fate. And it always has been. I mean, you know, how we came together and all this other stuff. I mean, it was fun.
Right.
So.
Yeah, it was.
And then people says, well, you know, are you a spiritual person? I said, yeah, I'm, you know, believe it or not, I'm more than what you even know. You know, I studied a lot of it, and I'm not a fanatic, but one of the good things I do know is I know that there is another power out there. I know that there is life after death, you know, and stuff like that. So, I have that feeling, but I don't think, in my opinion, just so you know, okay, the Bible describes, like, you know, going to heaven and all this other stuff. I think we have a choice.
Right. I
think we have a choice to do what we want to do, where we want to be, how we, you know. I don't think, you know, if you, and I'm not trying to get into a Bible deal, but one of the things that I've always been I've been curious about, and the reason why is because a lot of people, you know, when they picture being in heaven, you know, heaven is ruled by a king, okay, and the king of all kings, of course, God.
Right.
Right? There's no pain, there's no sickness, there's nothing. You're just there. Okay. And there, you know, if you listen to a lot of Christians and the way that they imagine what heaven's going to be like, they're going to be wearing, you know, whether they have wings and halos and robes and stuff, and everybody's going to be the same. Everybody's going to look the same. I'm like, wait a minute. You know, I remember my grandma used to tell me stuff like that, and I was so curious about, like, there ain't no way. And I remember one time, God bless her. She's a devoted Christian, and I said to her one time, I said, yeah, heaven's going to be great, but, you know, I don't think it's going to be like that. I mean, you know, I'm going to be with my wife, and, you know, we're going to be able to have children. And she goes, you know, you won't have children. And I go, what are you talking? There won't be no sex in heaven. And I'm like, and I go, wait a minute. And you call that heaven? I mean, you're taking away the most best thing that God has given us.
I know, right?
The miracle of life.
Mm-hmm.
Are you trying to tell me we will not be able to do that? I don't believe that. I don't believe that heaven's like that. I believe that when we die on earth that we are today, I believe that we go on to a different world somewhere else. I believe that our spirit, we have a choice to do what we want to do.
You think so? I
think we have a choice.
I hope so.
Because, you know, the thing about it is I believe that we will have a choice. call it reincarnation, call it whatever you want. But I think it'll be our choice, and it'll be the ideal thing that we want to do. And I mean, it's not a big deal, but I'm saying I think we're given a choice. I don't believe that it's going to be, heaven's going to be without sex. I believe that if heaven's going to be anything, it's going to be the most beautiful thing that ever exists.
I think they got roller rinks and everything up there.
And bowling alleys, right?
Bowling alleys.
That's why the thundering. That's why, yeah. I remember one time when I was little, and it was thundering lightning, and my grandma told me that the angels are bowling.
Yep.
Okay. Here I am, this little kid, and I remember this so vividly. I'm like, man, those must be some big ass balls.
You didn't.
Yeah, I did. Because I'm picturing them up there in their friggin' wings and their robes bowling. Literally, I'm thinking, why do they have to pick this night to be a bowling night or something like that?
How do they pick them up? It's like bones.
I don't know.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either. It's just, to me, it's like any fairy tale that we were told, And it's like, when you get older, when we get older, we change. Everything changes.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, I don't know. You think differently. You react differently. It's just like, this past summer was like one of the best summers I ever had. And it's because I got to spend some time with my son.
Right.
And I learned so much about him,
You're still learning.
Yeah. And the thing about it is I, being his dad, you kind of get worried,
right.
Hey, you say, hey, look, man, and you try to give him guidance, and sometimes there's just no guidance there. They don't want it at this time, or they're doing good, but they're happy, whatever, and so I have to accept that, and but I don't know. You and I have been getting a lot better.
Getting along a lot better? Yeah, I know.
Why is that?
I don't know.
We were at each other's throats there. No, not really. We've never done that bad. But I think it has to do with this stress. I mean, the stress is starting to, I'm starting to get used to dealing with it a little bit better, I think. And I think it's good for us to communicate and stuff.
I like it like this.
That's the one thing I noticed about you. You do like to, you don't like get so freaking mad where you don't even want to talk at all. You are willing to talk it over, And I believe in any relationship.
And don't go to bed mad. Because you won't sleep at night like you haven't been doing.
Well, yeah.
So just...
Well, the thing about it is it's really stressful. Right now, it's like a real stressful situation that's going on. Yeah, but sometimes it's not that easy. I mean, yesterday I was upset. Maybe for the wrong reasons, but I was upset.
You think?
A little bit.
I was scared a little bit.
You didn't say much.
I didn't dare.
Oh Lord! Just the way that I notice when I get that way. Sometimes it's like you follow me around. You don't dare to sit down. You don't dare to say anything, but you kind of like stay about at least 10 foot from me, and you just stand there and you keep walking up to me like I want to say something, like we were talking about earlier in the show.
Yeah.
I was like, and it's kind of freaky, huh?
Kind of scared too when you fall asleep and take a nap, and I don't want to wake you up. Sometimes I do. I just go, Robert, how far away? I don't know how far I have to stand away from you to say that.
Yeah. I'm sorry I scared you. I. But what's really weird is the reason why she's saying that is there's very few times that don't try to tell me that nobody loves to lay down in the afternoon just to take a nap. If it's probably the best thing in the world that God has given us is a nap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I can be working all day. My phone will not ring, won't chirp, won't do a damn thing.
As soon as you lay down.
As soon as I try to lay down, my phone goes bing, bang, bang, ring, ring. All this other stuff. And I'm like, and the first words out of Jody, my mouth is like, "Oh, see, I told you." Every freaking time, every time. And
and I say, turn your phone off.
Yeah, and I
can't.
see, the problem is I can't, It's like I would love to. It's, what I would really love? What would be I want to do this so bad. And I really want to do this really bad. I would like to, like, I'm putting some money away, hopefully. And I want to spend, like, a whole complete weekend. 100%. And no matter how, I'm thinking about it right now, and I'm getting all panicky. Right now, like the world's going to explode. But I would love to have just one weekend, Friday through Sunday. Okay.
You think we can last this time?
That was camping. I'm talking about, like, going to the shack for maybe 3 days.
Oh.
And have just 3 days. Get there Friday morning, completely disconnect, leave the cell phone and everything gone, bring the computer gone, and stuff.
Can we bring our cats?
No.
We gotta have somebody take care of them, man.
I'll just have to have someone come out here.
Liz.
Liz, Liz, you do it and shut up. Anyway, so, no, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it'd be nice. But, like I said, I'm already panicking, and it hasn't even happened. It's like, I gotta have my phone. It's like, that phone is like everything. It has my emails, it has messages, it has everything. I stay so connected, with just one little device like that.
Does it have Wi-Fi there?
Yeah.
Oh, then you can...
No, we're not. No, we can't. No iPads, no phones.
That's
no
fine.
Just me.
You
and you
can't bring your phone.
Well, okay.
If I can't bring mine and my stuff, you can't bring yours. But you can, because we need one phone at least.
Why?
In case of emergency or whatever.
Well, I'm sure they got. We'll just tell people where we're at. And if there's an emergency, I'm sure we can get a landline. You're already like, yeah, I know we can't get away. See, that's exactly what this world has came to. It's like, can we seriously disconnect for a whole weekend?
Let's try it.
All right.
Bring your phone with you, though.
See, that's not disconnecting, though.
But, babe.
You have to disconnect. It has to be a complete disconnect. I mean, it's like...
It's going to be hard for you. I swear to God it is.
My mind's going to be going a million. I won't sleep.
You won't sleep all weekend, dude.
I'll be like, and the second we get home Sunday, man, I'm running inside the house, the phones and everything. I'm going to be reading emails. I'm going to be like...
You'll be in our bed and a laptop looking at emails and everything else.
See, that's... Yeah.
We can do it. Do you think or no?
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. We got to be able to afford it. That's,
That's fine.
That's like $300 for a whole weekend there.
My Lord.
But, we get it. Our room has a hot tub, and I think what we should do is we should... I really seriously want to marry you maybe this summer.
Cool.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I want to do it somewhere where it means a lot to me.
Right.
I don't know. I'm not, and I'm just going to tell you right now so you can get it out of your head. I am not at all worried about our families. This is about me and you. Maybe
Sure.
have a couple friends come with us or something like that, or whatever the case may be. But this summer I want to do something. I want to go and get married somewhere where it means a lot. Not
Tennessee.
well, Tennessee. That does mean a lot to me. I mean, it's the only place I ever lived that I was in. I was truly in God's grace. I was so blessed to be there. That's the kind of people who you want to hang out with. And I swear to you right now, as we sit here right now, we moved to Tennessee, you will not want to move back to Michigan.
That's fine.
So, and all that other stuff goes away.
If we're gonna have a grand old time with 6 cats.
Well, yeah, I mean,
we'd have to stop
no, we just
every 10 miles or something.
No, we just knock them out. They'll all be in their own little. Believe me, they'll hate it, but they'll make it there. They'll be scared. Woo! They'll be yeah.
Trigger will probably have a heart attack.
Well, he's gonna have to.
Because he's gonna have really bad separation anxiety on the way up there because he can't be up with us. He can, but he's gonna sit in the car all down there going meow, meow.
Yeah, they all will.
Dad.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying we might have to sedate him, for 12 hours, to go down there or something like that. It's like
Can you imagine that?
Oh, that would be horrible.
Yeah, it would.
That is. I'm glad. It's kind of weird that you brought that up. It's like it is It is kind of funky, don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine what it would be like going with 6 cats down south? Oh, geez.
Besides all the stuff we have that we have to leave, that we have to bring with us. We're at 2 U-Hauls.
No, actually, one truck would. This whole place would be. But I don't know. I think if I had to choose any place where I want to be the rest of my life, I think it'd be there. I mean, to be honest with you.
Me too.
It's, my parents, are very healthy and, and Stuffer is really good, and I gotta really think about taking care of you and me, and I think moving down south would be a lot better than being up here. The one thing though is
they get tornadoes down there?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I guarantee if we move down here, you will see at least 1 or 2 tornadoes. I actually, when the first one I saw, I was standing out in the front yard laughing. I go, holy hell, man, look at that. That's a real tornado.
That's you. That would be you. Oh, my God.
Craps and everybody's all running for cover. I'm standing out there going, this is totally... I'm out there with the video camera going...
Where's the video at?
I think Karen's got it somewhere. That was the night that when Elizabeth was real little, we had some thunderstorms that came through down where we were at. It was a huge storm, and we were all out in the living room, and I'm starting to laugh because it's the funniest damn thing. And all of a sudden, there was this mega freaking lightning, like nothing you've ever seen. Then boom, 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 lights go out, everything. All of a sudden, I go, whoa, like this, and all of a sudden like that, and all of a sudden the lights come back on, everything's calm. No more lightning, no more thunder, It's like, wow, that was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. And all of a sudden I turn around, and I look down on the floor, and I see these little footprints running around the carpet. I was actually on the ground. We were polishing Karen's boots, and we had the shoe polish out, and... when the lightning hit, it scared Elizabeth so much she took off running. And we're looking for her. We follow the footprints, and she's sitting out on the couch, and the first words out of her mouth was, oh, boom, boom. I was like, yeah, baby, that was a big boom, boom. And We got freaking shoe polish footprints on the carpet. You know, it's like, oh my god.
That's
So
gotta suck.
that was fun though. She was a fun baby. Yeah, I got actually a movie of her sitting in the high chair eating spaghetti, you know, and rocking out to Metallica or now Pantera.
Yeah.
She was just jamming. Her head was banging. Dad was jamming and stuff like that. So, yeah, I raised her on that kind of stuff, you know. But then you get to the point where you got a girl. You know, you got your little baby girl. You gotta let her listen to Britney Spears. You gotta let her oh my God, you mean, okay, when she was little, I raised her in a truck, you know, for quite a while.
Right.
And so when she was at that age where she liked Britney Spears and stuff, or other, like, Nickelodeon, believe me, my truck radio got wore out on a lot of stuff. Dad valued his nights driving more than anything, because that was the only time I could drive, and you know, because having her was a full-time job during the day. You know, but she turned out okay. She's not totally whacked out of her head. But yeah, so what do you think?
That's pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
She's good.
Yeah. So you got anything you want to talk about?
No, I think you took all the words out of my mouth.
I always do. I'm always the one that talks. You just sit there like Ed McMahon still. Yeah.
Man, give me a break.
Break? Anything you want to talk about?
No, can't think of anything now.
What do you think about this? You've been probably reading off and on about this war in Ukraine and
No,
Russia.
but I did read about a plane that went missing.
Yeah.
For 236 people.
Yeah, well, you know, it's gonna happen. It's like, I just hope that nothing falls out of the sky on us right now.
That would be really bad.
Suck. But, you know, I just want to say this, you know, we have a lot of good friends.
Yeah, we do.
And, yeah, you know, last night was one of those deals where you just, sometimes you just got to walk away from it, you know. No one's right, no one's wrong. Try to forget it. But by now, I'm sure people know where I'm at.
More than likely,
it's
Rob.
It's like, you know, the greatest thing, you know, I've watched is, you know, I guess, you know, I'll be honest, I'm just going to say it, you know, Connie herself. I mean, she is...
She's one great friend, I can tell you that much.
Well, she is. And, you know, she loves to irritate the shit out of me.
It's funny.
Oh, my God. She has no idea how bad she freaking gets under my skin. It's like... And I know you're sitting back here going, please don't get him pissed off, because I'm the one that has to deal with it. But it's not that she really makes me mad. It's just like she loves to irritate me, and she knows how to do it. And
she knows how to push your buttons, you mean?
That's why, you know, it's like I'm trying to look for an app where I can block someone, you know, putting in like, you know, have you talked to Eddie?
Have you talked to Eddie?
Yeah.
Hey, did you talk to Eddie?
Oh my God. That night, you see what I'm talking about? It's like, God dang, why don't you just stick that freaking needle underneath the fingernail just a little bit harder? Can't you say I'm busy here? Jeez, I'm trying to do a radio show and you're asking me about this Eddie guy. Who the hell's Eddie? I just talk to him like a little parrot. Like, but in a chat room, you know, it's like...
And then you write a big book.
Well, I talked to Eddie, didn't I?
Oh my God.
Oh, good God! It's like she'll keep the heart pumping, I guess. You
It's
know,
funny.
but she's really fun. It's like, but she's got one of the biggest, kindest hearts, and you know she'd do anything for anybody, and I know that.
Mm-hmm.
And her heart's always in the right place.
Right.
You know, and the sad part about it is I just don't like to see her, and it probably never will understand, you know, sometimes, you know, the people who she's ran into and helped in the past who have, you know, stepped on her and caused problems over nothing. I mean, all she is she's, you know, she's able to do what she does is because she does it out of the kindness of her heart, and that's what she's there for.
Yep.
And she never really asks for anything in return.
Right.
But, you know, but also, you know, it's like you kind of, it's like you gotta kind of repay the favor, you know, somehow, you know. And sometimes people like her, I think a simple thank you is good enough sometimes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we do thank her for
Thank you, Connie.
what she's done. You know, everybody, you know, we're all growing up. We're all at that point where, you know, things are just, you know, really shaky, you know, and you've known me quite a while. And
Quite a
I
while?
don't, yeah. But I don't give up on people.
Mm.
Huh?
No.
And it's in my nature. Sometimes you can see good in people,
Yeah.
and while others might not see the good, and you just sometimes, you know, you might think you're wasting your time, but in the end, you might be able to help that person. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I don't know. I find it amazing that, you know, you in life we all have these different things that we do for people, and we have, you know, today being on the phone with, you know, some our friends of ours, it felt good to be able to listen to what she said, you know, and they make you feel good, and it's because they truly do care for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's hard for me. Sometimes it's hard for me to, because, you know, I've been let down before where, you know, people, you know, my expectations of a friendship might be different than what the other person's expectations might be.
Right.
I think that's what happened with me and Chris.
Right.
Hunter.
Right.
So, it was where I thought something was different. I was wrong. You know, it never was. It was masquerade or whatever you want to call it. You know, but
Right.
neither here nor there. I still always will think of him as one of my best friends. But sometimes, you know, being a friend has its challenges.
Right.
Because if you see a friend that's running astray, if you see something that's not right, you see something that's out of place, you try to correct it.
Right. You try to, at least.
Yeah. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And I think there's, you know, as a matter of fact, I was thinking, you know, yesterday, I was like, do I really want to keep doing what I'm doing? Do I really want to keep this up? You know what I'm saying? Keeping this, I guess I call it a masquerade.
Right.
You know, and it's not really, but there's certain times when you kind of like want to give up. You don't want to fight anymore. You don't want to, you know, struggle anymore. It's too hard, you know, and but it does have its benefits.
Right.
And the economy, you know, with this war that's brewing right now, the economy is about ready to take a freaking nosedive like crazy. And I don't really know if we're gonna, if we're gonna be speaking Chinese in the next 5 years or not. It's just I'm just saying. I mean, a lot of people, they think I'm crazy, but you know how it goes.
Yeah, I know.
So, I think we do have a lot of good friends. That's the way I like to keep it. And I think, personally, I've thought about this, and I thought about just building a website called Just Friends.
Cool.
And the reason for it is if I had the friends that I have right now, I would want to be in an area where I can only talk to them, that no one else in the world can see what we're talking about. To me, it would be like almost like having a private Facebook page just for your friends, period.
Right.
True friends. So, I don't know, I've thought about something like that. Kind of a cool little concept, but could be costly. But, I don't know. It's weird.
That would probably work, though.
Mm-hmm. But would people pay for it?
True.
But I think they would. I think people would pay to have an area that
where they can
could
go and chat
and talk to their true friends.
Right.
Whatever you want to call it.
They probably say, we got that on Facebook. But you never know.
Well, the thing about it is we, Facebook is, I've seen a lot of good and I see a lot of bad in Facebook. And people interpret it a lot differently and wrong. I mean, really, to be honest with you, I've talked to you about this, as a matter of fact. I said, do you really know all these people? And you're like, no. And I said, then why do you got them there? They're a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend. No. That person doesn't know you, doesn't give a jack about you.
Right.
I think I'm trying to stay way below like 150. Hard to believe, but I do know 150 people, and some of it's family, a lot of it's family.
Right.
Your family.
Some are acquaintances.
Your nephews and nieces and all that stuff. Yeah, we know each other. We're friends, okay?
Okay.
So, but I see a lot of people have thousands, and I'm like, there's no way these people give a shit about you. They don't even know you exist.
Click.
I mean, come on. I mean, seriously. I mean, really, to be honest with you, I think it's kind of petty.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not. Those people probably, I would dare say, if you have a limit. I think it's 5,000 people.
Yep.
There is no way in hell that you can have 5,000 people in one area talking at one time and keep up with 5,000 conversations at one time. It's impossible.
Of course, it's
okay.
impossible.
So to me, it's like if you, there's groups and everything. If you learn how to use Facebook properly,
I just wonder how many people still go on MySpace.
I don't know.
That's a good question.
I forgot that even existed.
I know. I was thinking about that today. I'm going, I wonder if anybody uses that page anymore.
Well, I try to use a lot of Google Plus or Google. I try to use a lot of that. I kind of like it, and it's. You never know, though. You just never know who's going to follow you or anything like that. And it's the same principles follow there that they follow everywhere else. People will follow thousands and thousands of people, but it doesn't mean that people are following that person. It's a mathematical catastrophe is what I call it. If you don't know all these people, don't put them on your Facebook, I mean, seriously, you don't know these people. You don't give a crap about those people either. It's impossible for you to care about 5,000 people. How can it possibly...
I don't even know 5,000 people.
That's what I'm saying. How the hell are you supposed to keep up with them?
You can't.
Okay, then why have them?
I don't know. My friend's like that I have on Facebook. She's got like a lot of people on her Facebook. I'm going, why do you do that? She's got bands and crazy.
It is crazy, but the thing about it is if people looked at it from a logical perspective, it's like Buster's Facebook page. Literally he's filled up with a bunch of people. I know now how many people will actually follow him and go and do things and out of his, off his, like, he's got quite a following. But the thing about it is a lot of times, with that many people, you send one message and probably only 3, 4, or 5% of the people that you're sending messages to will even get them. That's it. It's like everybody's like, I gotta have 5,000 people. Dude, I mean, just do your friends and family.
Exactly.
And you'll have just as much fun.
Yep.
And you'll be able to keep up with everybody.
Yep.
So, all you Facebook junkies out there, get a life. Jeez. Well, anyway, I guess we're gonna have to get out of here. I'm pretty sure of it. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to believe that we just did this show again, huh?
Yeah. I had fun, though.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, it's always fun doing something with you. I think. But anyway, all right, everybody. Thanks for listening.
Yep. Bye.
You're listening to GHTR, Nationwide Podcast Radio, www.ghtalkradio.com.